So I just got the X pipe off. To get the transmission out, I have to get out everything in the way, you know? And I just got the X pipe off, and look at my, I just noticed this, but if you look inside, that's my like cat, but if my catalytic converter, but if you look in there, let's see if I can get it. My like, it's just loose. It was like hanging out, like almost hanging out the hole. It's all willy-nilly in there. I'm probably gonna get some test pipes now. Test pipes basically just delete the cat, which is that and that. So I'm probably gonna get test pipes, but I'm in the process of removing the transmission. Next is to take off these wires so they're not connected. I guess this, I've never did this before on a 350Z. I've actually never pulled the transmission itself. I've only always pulled the motor or the motor and tranny, so this is new to me, but I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Okay guys, I'm calling it done for the day. I've got a lot done. I've got the transmissions basically ready to be removed. I have the wiring harness almost disconnected. I have the drive shaft completely disconnected. The mounts disconnected. I just have to unbolt the bell housing bolts which go around the tranny and slide it out. And here's my little mechanism I got going on. So I got my engine puller right here, and I got a strap wrapped around it, and it goes down. And then under here, so I don't have my light, but what you can see is the strap is wrapped around the front of the transmission. So what I can do is I can cradle the front of it and jack up the rear end of it. So that way I can control the height and angle that it goes back to the motor and the way it comes off so it doesn't fall on me. But you see the wiring harness is off, differentials hanging off back there. But I'm calling it a day. I'm gonna go to work and I will resume this tomorrow. So I'm on day 2 of pulling the tranny out of this car. So basically I'll go underneath and show you how far I am, but I have everything disconnected and ready to pull out. I just need to unbolt the bolts. And so I'm gonna show you where I'm at, and let's resume this because I really want to get this done. And here's the bolt that broke. You can see it's like a pivot ball bolt. It's the clutch pivots on that ball point of it, and it bolts into the tranny with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there, and hopefully I can get this done today because I hate having a broken car. Okay guys, so this is where I'm at. So this wiring harness is, well, it's one. What it does is it goes all the way back, like connected to the tranny like that. And basically I unplugged the plugs and unbolted the mounts for it, which is right there. I unbolted that, and so now it's not connected to the tranny, which is what you want. You want to get everything disconnected and away so it can come out. So I'm just gonna tuck this away somewhere. So I got that away. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unbolt all the bolts that hold the motor to the tranny, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you when I'm done. So if this is your first time ever like pulling a tranny, a tip for you is to, this is a paper plate, but what you want to do is put holes in it, and these are all the bolts that bolt the tranny to the motor, and put them in order, because on some motors like a Subaru, if you put some bolts where they're not supposed to go, like the longer ones in a shallow like spot, you'll poke a hole in the block, so you don't want to do that. So make sure you label those bolts specifically and it'll be solid. So I just got the tranny separated, and if you can see right there where I'm shining the light, that's where the bolt sheared off. And here's the bolt, you can see that it sheared off. So I'm gonna see, I only have the tranny separated by like a few inches. This was actually fairly difficult. I wish I had more tools, like better place to do it, but this will do. So I'm gonna see if I can twist out the broken part of the bolt out of there, so I don't have to do anything hard or anything, but it should just come right out. Oh, there we go. I did all that work for that little baby broken bolt. But you can see the slit that I cut in the top of it. There we go. And so I just put a screwdriver in there and backed it up. So there's that. But I found this washer inside the tranny, and I do not know where that came from. I don't even think it's supposed to be in there, but I'm gonna try to research it a little bit and see if I can find where it came from. But let's go ahead and throw this back together. This sucks. So I had a change of plans. I initially just wanted to replace the clutch pivot ball bolt because that's the only thing that broke. And I should replace the clutch while I'm in there, but I really don't feel like waiting for the clutch to come in the mail. I want my car to be fixed now, and the clutch is still grabbing. It doesn't slip, so that's good. So I'm not going to replace the clutch, but my throwout bearing, on the other hand, if you listen to it, if I can do this, it's just loud and noisy. And I have been having like throwout bearing issues. It's been like, it sounds like a howl. Like most of the time when I start my car when it's cold, it like howls like but I've been having issues with it. It's been making a lot of noise, so I'm gonna go to the dealership and buy another one. So I'm gonna replace that and the clutch pivot ball bolt. I was gonna do a clutch. I thought about it last night actually. I was gonna buy the clutch online, but I really don't feel like waiting for it to get here because I have work to go to, and it's an extra 100 and something bucks, so, and more work. So I'm just gonna replace this and call that a day. Hopefully I can get this done today. So I'm on my way to the dealership right now, so I'll get back to you guys. So I just got back from the dealership. Here's the old throwout bearing on like the throwout assembly. You can hear that, it's pretty bad. And then here's the new one. It's like the sleeve. I need to press this one out. I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. Press that one out and put this one on there, but listen to this one, you can't even hear it. Yeah, so this is what it's supposed to be like. This isn't what it's supposed to be like. So this is my fancy press setup I got going on. I got the bearing chilling right there, and I'm gonna hammer out this centerpiece because that's what I need to get out. I don't know if this is gonna work, but this is what I'm gonna try first. So let's go for it. So I got this BMX peg is what I'm gonna use to try to hammer it out. Let's go for it. There we go. See, it's coming out now. So here's the old bearing, here's the new bearing. I'm gonna press this one, I guess hammer onto the sleeve. But listen to this thing, it sounds like trash. Yeah, trash. So that was pretty easy actually. That's probably the easiest thing I've ever had to press on, but there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the car. I'm glad that's done. So let's get this finished. So what I'm doing is I'm just greasing up the shaft of which the throwout bearing slides on. You just want like a nice sheet of grease on it. You don't want to coat the thing in grease. You just want to basically get it nice and greasy. Nothing crazy. And you want to grease basically anything that touches metal, and since that pivot ball is where the clutch fork pivots, put a little dab of grease and smear it in over there. Just like that. So if you guys see, I got it all together, and this is how it works. So when you push in the clutch, it pushes on this end, where my finger is, it pushes right there, and that disengages the clutch. So that's how that works. It's all ready to go together, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back together finally. So I'm gonna make this the end of part one to this video. It was originally gonna be a one long video, but it just ended up being too long, so it's gonna be two parts. So at the end of part one, we got the transmission out and ready to be put back in. In part two, we're gonna install the transmission and test drive it, so stay tuned for that video. I'll upload that in a few days. Go ahead and like this video and leave feedback and let me know how you like these videos. It helps me improve my channel and lets me know what you guys like to see. So go ahead and leave feedback, and it helps me out. Go ahead and subscribe, stay tuned for more videos of me and my cars, and I'll get back to you guys.